Welcome to Home Buying 101. Today's video is going to be wonderful for you, whether you're a first-time buyer or you're retiring into your forever home. The home buying process can be extremely overwhelming for everyone. So grab a pen. We're going to go through the entire process step by step, starting from finding a great agent to what you should be looking for in your final walkthrough. If there's anything in this video that I don't answer for you, write it down in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer those questions for you. So let's get started. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is find yourself an agent you can trust. You don't wanna just hire someone you know who's a realtor. I always say to interview at least 3 different agents to make sure that they have the resources you need and connections to lenders and attorneys that will make your home buying process that much smoother. The second step is gonna be to get pre-approved. You definitely don't want to be shopping for homes without a pre-approval. You need to speak to a lender to find out exactly how much you can afford. And if you talk to the lender and find out that you can't in fact buy a house right now because of your credit or your debt to income ratio, whatever it may be, at least you've had that conversation with a lender so you know what steps to take to get yourself pre-approved. The next thing is you're going to want to find a great real estate attorney. You don't want to just use your family attorney that handles everything. You want someone who specializes in real estate so that they can protect your legal rights as a buyer during the process. There's a lot of contracts that needed to be signed. There's a lot of negotiations that go back and forth, and having an attorney you can trust on your side is going to make that process that much easier. Now, the next step you want to make sure you do, and this is something a lot of buyers do and skip, which is a big problem. Read the contract. Don't just sign things because your attorney sent them to you or your realtor sent them to you. You want to make sure you read the contracts. This is your name. This is your asset. You are responsible regardless of the fact that you have a realtor and attorney on your side. You need to make sure you understand everything thoroughly. And if there's anything you have questions about, make sure you call your realtor, call your attorney, make them go through the contract with you before you sign anything. It can be a big problem in the long run if you're not paying attention. Now comes the fun part. You get to start shopping. You want to make sure you make a list of must-haves, nice-to-haves, and deal breakers. What does that mean? So there's certain things in your home that you must have. If you have, multiple children and a lot of people living in your house, you're going to need multiple bedrooms. You know exactly how many bedrooms you need. That's something you must have. If you have 4 cars among you or 3 cars among you, you know that you likely must have a garage or a really big driveway so that you can fit all of your vehicles. Nice to haves. These are things like recessed lighting, an updated kitchen, just, whatever it is that's not a major important thing for you, but it'd be nice to have it. And then your deal breakers. You need to know exactly what is not going to work for you when it comes to a home. Some people do not want to live on a main street. So I'll tell them usually to go on to Google Maps and kind of walk the neighborhood, look for double yellow lines in the road. That's usually a sign that it's a main street, and that could save you a lot of time as far as scheduling showings to go see homes that include things that you know are your deal breakers. The next thing you want to do is when you find the home that you like, make strong offers. Do not go to an open house for a home that's been listed for 2 days, 3 days, offers are due on Monday, and try to submit an offer that's $50,000 under asking. Your offer is not going to be entertained whatsoever. You want to go in strong, at or above asking. Have your agent run comparable properties and see what's sold in the neighborhood in the last 6 months to a year within a half a mile or so, depending on what kind of neighborhood you're looking in. And, compare it so that they can give you an idea of what price is, best to offer on this home. The next thing you want to do is be aware of your deposits. The first deposit that you're going to make when your offer is accepted is called an earnest money deposit. Here in Massachusetts, we typically see $1,000 on an earnest money deposit, but if there's a lot of competition, feel free to offer more, not too much. That's something you want to discuss with your agent, but you want to make sure that you put in an earnest money deposit. Your offer's been accepted. Now's the time to schedule your inspection, do your due diligence, and that means to, go to the building department, make sure there's no open permits, check out the old deeds on the home, check out the current deed on the home and see if there's anything written into it that could be a problem for you. And we can do a whole nother video about deeds and what to look for. But for now, just focus on doing your due diligence, check out the property, do your research on the property, and no big spending. Do not buy a car. Don't buy a whole bunch of furniture to furnish this property. These are things that could cause your loan application to be denied right before it's time to, close. And you don't want that to happen. So no big spending. I tell my clients to stick to the 3 G's. That's gas, gum, and groceries. Nothing else needs to be purchased between your offer being accepted and your closing, or at least getting notification from your lender that you're cleared to close, so then you can make bigger purchases. Stick to the basics. Now is the time to sign the purchase and sale agreement. In Massachusetts, we have 2 different times that you have to sign, and that's going to be the offer when you first submit the offer on the home, and then your purchase and sale once you've gotten past your 7 to 10 day due diligence period. The purchase and sale agreement is basically a longer version of the offer. It has a lot of legal jargon in it, and that's where your attorney comes in. You want to make sure that they can translate this for you and make sure you understand each and every paragraph of that purchase and sale agreement. And that's when you're also going to put in your second deposit. The second deposit is usually 5% of the purchase price, is what we see here in Massachusetts. Now, these deposits are not in addition to your down payment. They are part of the down payment. So you will subtract these 2 deposits from your total down payment amount, and the remaining part of your down payment will be paid at closing, at the closing table. Time for appraisal. What is an appraisal? We hear this word thrown around a lot. A CMA, or a comparable market analysis, and a appraisal is not the same. An appraisal is where the bank comes in and checks, that the house is safe, that it's actually worth what you're offering, or maybe even a little more, so that if, God forbid you default, the bank knows that they can sell the home and recoup the money that they lended you in the first place. Now that the appraisal is done, which is super exciting, you can go in, you take measurements, you do your final walkthrough. The final walkthrough is something every buyer should be doing, because if you don't walk through the home before you close, something could go wrong overnight right before closing, and you sign everything and now you own that house. You want to make sure you walk through the house. I usually like to do it the morning of closing, sometimes the night before, just to make sure, there's no burst pipes, there's no new damage on the home that wasn't there the first time you saw it, no major changes have been made to the house, nothing's missing that was supposed to be included, like a stove or oven range or a refrigerator or something big like that. You just want to make sure the home is in the same condition it was when you made the offer. Once you've done your final walkthrough, it's time to close. You've made it to the end and you're all set. So these steps seem to be very daunting for a lot of people, and it's a hard thing to buy your first home. You don't want to just go in there blindly and follow along. You want to be prepared. So follow these steps. Watch this video as many times as you need to. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe so you don't miss any further videos that are just like this, where you can learn all about the market. And remember, if you have any questions, comments, anything for me, put them down in the comments below. If you yourself are looking to buy or sell a home or invest in Massachusetts, all of my information is going to be in the description box below.